Hello, everybody. You may be wondering how to make the most money with your shadow crystals. And there's a lot of advice out there, and a lot of it is wrong. And a lot of newer players make a huge mistake and waste a lot of their shadow crystals on things that are not giving them great returns. And so, this video is all about how to maximize the value of your shadow crystals. And to do that, we're going to take a look at the packs. And first of all, the first pack that you might buy is called Call of the Crystals. Now, this was the first set ever in Shadow Era, and because of that, this pack has no legendaries in it. And that already decreases a lot of the potential gold value of the pack. In addition to that, all of the cards in this set sell for relatively low. The commons only sell for 50 gold, the uncommons only sell for 100 gold, and so on. And because of this, even though there is actually a pretty high epic chance, about 23.5%, and this data comes from opening about 200 packs and seeing the ratios, you're going to see about 23.5% of packs contain one epic. And that's actually quite high, but the problem is the epics don't even sell for much. A lot of the epics are 330 gold, and these are kind of especially for Call of the Crystals, the gold amounts vary from card to card, and that's just because the pack was split up into multiple waves, and so some of the cards are just worth different amounts of gold. But essentially, an epic is going to be worth around 330 gold for Call of the Crystals, and that is just not a lot of gold for an epic. So you just don't make a lot of gold. Even if you get lucky and you pull a bunch of epics, you're still not making a lot of gold. You're only making about 1,130 gold per pack, and that costs 100 shadow crystals. So you definitely do not want to buy Call of the Crystals. This would be the worst pack to possibly buy. Next off is Dark Prophecies. Now, Dark Prophecies is the second set, and there is about a 13.5% of an epic card in your pack, a 1% of a legendary card in your pack, and overall, you're making about 1,190 gold per pack. Now, I should mention, for all of these estimates, they are going to be a little bit of a low bound, but it's probably going to be within 100 gold of the true average expected value of the pack. The reason is that for this calculation, I did not include the calculation including the random foil card you get. So 1 in every 5 packs contains a random foil, and this foil could be worth a ton. It could be a foil legendary that's very rare, or it could be just a foil common, and it was just too complicated to really math out. So this is more of a low bound estimate, but really you would probably still only see maybe 50 to 100 extra gold per pack, even if you account for the foil, because it's only a 1 in 5 chance that you get that foil, and that foil could be really bad. Anyway, that's besides the point. Oh yeah, and it also replaces a common, so you're getting a little bit less gold than you normally. It's not like you get 16 cards in the pack. Okay, anyway, that's all beside the point. Dark Prophecies is okay. Actually, it's pretty bad. This is a bad pack. You should never buy Dark Prophecies. You're getting a very low return rate. You would honestly be better off buying a different pack, selling all those cards, and then buying the cards in Dark Prophecy. You would actually save money that way because of how crappy this pack is in terms of return value. It is still better than Call of the Crystals, though. Next up is going to be Shattered Fates. Now, Shattered Fates has the same ratios: 13.5% of an epic chance for an epic card, a 1% chance for a legendary card, and you're ultimately getting 1,500 gold per pack, which is, much better than the previous 2 packs, but still low. This is still on the low side, but I would say it's okay. Now, the reason that this is actually going to give you more per pack, even though it has the same ratios, is the fact that the cards are selling for a little bit more. Your commons are selling for 60 gold. Your uncommons are selling for 150 gold. You've got your rares selling for 340 gold, and your epics almost 500 gold. So your cards in the pack are worth more, and that's what's going to bring up the value of this pack to 1,500. Next up is Lost Lands. And Lost Lands has an increased legendary rate. About 2% of the cards are going to be legendary. So this is going to give you a lot of gold per pack, 2,264, which is actually very respectable. But you have to keep in mind that they increased the price of the Lost Lands pack from 100 Shadow Crystals to 150 Shadow Crystals. And so it is the most expensive pack compared to the other packs you can buy for 100 Shadow Crystals. And so if you compare Lost Lands to the previous packs, it's actually only slightly better, or it's actually slightly worse than Shattered Fates at 1,500 gold per 100 Shadow Crystals that you spend on Lost Lands. So overall, Lost Lands benefits from two things. First of all, a higher legendary rate, and second of all, the fact that the cards all sell for a lot. I mean, selling a common selling for 100 gold is a ton. An uncommon selling for 200 gold is also a ton. So the cards in Lost Land are valuable. It's just that the Lost Land packs cost more. And that is what's really bringing down the Lost Land pack and why it's not the best value that you can possibly get. So you don't actually want to be buying Lost Land packs with your Shadow Crystals. Anyway, next up is actually not a pack but a structure deck. So this is an advice that a lot of old-time players give you. They say, buy the Raikka structure deck. The Raikka structure deck is the best way to convert your Shadow Crystals to gold. And this is a huge mistake because this used to be true, but it's not true anymore. In the past, the Raikka structure deck only costed 250 Shadow Crystals, but right now it costs 300 Shadow Crystals. And it still gives 7,255 gold, but because it costs 300 Shadow Crystals, when you do the calculations, it's only giving 2,400 gold per 100 Shadow Crystals. And that's better than Lost Land, but that's not better than the next pack that we're going to talk about. So you do not want to be buying the Raikka structure deck and converting it to gold. It is still a good deal, I would say. Like, you won't go wrong with it, but there is a better deal that I think you should always go for. And that is the campaign pack. Now, it's really hard to say, to even kind of underline or emphasize how good this pack is, but this pack is really amazing. First of all, you have a way higher legendary rate. Almost 14.5% of the packs that you open are going to have a legendary in them. That is an insanely high number of legendaries. The previous packs had 1 to 2% of the cards being legendary. 1 to 2% of the packs. So you would open, 100 packs and you would get 2 legendaries. But here, if you open 100 packs, you're going to get 14 to 15 legendaries on average. That is a lot of legendaries. And so that is what's driving the value of the campaign pack. You're going to get a lot of legendaries in your pulls, and all the cards in the campaign pack are worth a ton of gold. And so you can sell them for a lot. And this is the average value of 2,452 gold per pack. That exceeds the value of the Raikka structure deck. Now, it doesn't exceed it by that much, but you have to keep in mind that these are, for the packs, these are going to be low-end estimates because there's the random foil. And so if you get a random foil and that is a really good card, then that is going to increase the potential value of every pack. So I would say the true expected value of buying a campaign pack is probably closer to 2,500 or 2,600 gold. And so especially the other thing you have to think about is campaign is it's only it's like a 58 card set, and 8 of those are legendaries. So if the random foil has a much higher chance of being a legendary. And so if you get a foil legendary, you're selling that for 4,600 gold. That's a lot of gold to get for one card. And so actually this per pack value probably should be much higher. I mean, compared to the other packs, I would say you're making a lot of gold on the campaign pack. And even if you just ignore the random foil and completely ignore that, it's still better per pack than if you were to buy Raikka structure decks and sell them. So this is by far the best pack, and it is the best way to make money with your Shadow Crystals. So let's review. Your Call of the Crystals booster pack is going to give you around 1,100 gold. On the other end of the spectrum, your campaign pack is going to give you 2,450 gold per pack. And so really, when you lay it out like this, it's very clear that the campaign pack is the best way to make gold. And I would say that's a very lowball estimate specifically for the campaign pack because of the random foil chance of being a legendary is much higher with the campaign pack. And so, if you're a newer player, or even if you're an experienced player and you need some gold to buy some cards, or you just want to make gold to get a personal playmat or something, you are best off buying campaign packs and selling them. And I would never buy any of the other packs. Um, and I wouldn't even buy the Raikka structure deck. I would only buy campaign packs with your shadow crystals. That is going to give you the most return for your gold. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative. And I hope this will help you avoid buying some of these packs that just do not give you very much gold in return for buying them. So, what do you think of this setup? Have you been buying some of these other packs because maybe you weren't aware of how much gold each pack was worth? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching.